I met her on a Friday night outside the Star and Garter. She was all your birthdays come at once, and that was just your starter. A paragon of passion that just couldn't be prevented at a time when social distancing had yet to be invented. She was sassy, she was sexy, she was wild, she was game. It's like Christmas had come early and the pudding was aflame. And then my guardian angel came and waved her magic wand and give me 16 weeks of lockdown with an unexpected blonde. At first it was all right, and it was really going grand. But by the second week it started getting out of hand when a parcel from the postman was gratefully received, and what it had inside had to be seen to be believed. It was on the kitchen table, a good 12 inches long. I thought it was a lava lamp, but clearly I was wrong. It was then I realised I probably wouldn't stay the course because it reminded me of something. And I'm sure it was a horse. I thought I can't compete with that. I'd end up feeling like a phony. It's a bit like putting Shergar up against My Little Pony. And if that sounds insecure, well then I don't know about you, but I wouldn't take my dinghy out next to the QE2. With more hardware on the table than you need to start a war. I was shocked to find I didn't know what most of it was for, with whips and rings and clips and things I'd rather not discuss, and a rubber camisette that probably doubled as a truss. I could see a pair of handcuffs, but I couldn't see a key, and if it really was a snorkel, it was probably for me, and looming like a sentinel above the gates of hell was Shergar's mighty lava lamp. Well, didn't he do well? She used to have a smaller one she called her Little Prince, but she must have put it somewhere because I've never seen it since. She called me up to bed with some erogenous remark, and I couldn't help but notice Shergar glowing in the dark. When I went to let the cat out, you could see it from the porch. I thought next time we have a power cut, I'll use that as a torch. She was turning all the lights off just to put it to the test, but somehow half of it was missing. You can probably guess the rest. I said, I think we need to have a chat and get this thing resolved, because I'd started getting worried now that batteries were involved. She told me not to worry, there was really nothing to it, but I had to go on YouTube just to find out how to do it. She said we should relax and just let nature take its course. I said, love, I've got a headache. Can't we watch Inspector Morse? She said, don't be such a spoil sport, it's only 5 to 10, and then she fired up the baby hall and off we went again. As she grappled with the camisette, I started reminiscing, because it brought to mind an inner tube except the valve was missing. It took some getting into, like, without being too specific, but once she'd got it on, I have to say it looked terrific. Which would be all fine and dandy if you like that sort of thing, but rubber being rubber has a tendency to cling, and if she wasn't very careful, she was going to hurt herself, because this wasn't so much clinging as collapsing on itself. I mean, the fact that she'd stopped breathing should have given me a clue. But on top of that, the rest of her had started turning blue. Now, the thing about it was that she appeared to be delighted, so when I tried to kiss her live, she just got more excited. I tried to rip it off, but that just made things even worse, so in the end I went downstairs to go and find some secateurs. Thought maybe once she got her breath back she'd forget it, I assumed, but then she handed me a whip and normal service was resumed. I'm sure she's only trying to be nice, but God forgive me. Even when I have a shower, she ends up in there with me. The only time I'm on my own is when I'm in the bog, but she's put a collar and lead in there, and we haven't got a dog. Now, I'm an open-minded chap. I don't mind a bit of bling, but this was just a bit too kinky. And it's really not my thing, because her life revolves around stockings and suspenders and a basque. Well, I just want to do my crossword. Is that too much to ask? In truth, I was depleted. I'd got nothing left to give. And quite frankly, after 14 weeks, I'd lost the will to live. So if this is the new normal, then I'm all for going back. Not stuck in poxy lockdown with a nymphomaniac, because if kinkiness were calibrated, she was off the scale. So I took the golden handshake, and I lived to tell the tale. So if you're at the Star and Garter, and you think it sounds like fun, take my advice. Don't pay the price. Just turn around and run.